Meantime, the exercise of kissing the ring about Black Lives Matter continues around the world, and who isn't against racism? But the latest to show that they get it and they're part of the fight are people who earn tens of millions of dollars for motorsport around the world. We're talking about Formula One. Formula One yesterday decided to put on the T-shirts about being anti-racism and no racism, and some took a knee, but then others were in trouble because they wouldn't take a knee, even though they were at the same event, marking the same occasion and wearing the T-shirts. But apparently if you don't kiss the ring longingly enough, if you don't look into its eyes, if you don't really mean it, then of course they'll come after you here. And amazingly, there was another one of these take a knee protests that took place at a kids' soccer game in Melbourne. But it wasn't the players who wanted to do it, it wasn't the coaches who wanted to do it, it was the referees who told them they had to do it before they even blew the whistle at a kids' sporting event. One of the parents, who was outraged because, of course, they just saw this happen before their very own eyes, says, "It was bizarre. We saw them kneeling and then put two and two together. I don't think that kids understand the politics behind it at all. As a parent, it would have been nice to be able to consider it and discuss it beforehand. We try not to issue sort of political statements from the club. We're just here playing for kids and football." So neither of the teams knew it was happening, neither of the captains knew, none of the players knew, but the referees made them do it. Will there be any sanction for forcing those kids to be political pawns? Of course not. As the statues continue to come down around the world, including one of Christopher Columbus that was pulled down on Independence Day in the United States. Now, yes, he is the evil white man who discovered the United States, and for that sin, his statue must be torn down. Have a look. I want you to look at that footage again. Get ready to replay the grab, because have a look just how many people do you think are those that are linked to the Black Lives Matter movement versus the oh-so-woke and over-the-top spoilt toddler white kids who are the real ones trying to have a revolution. So what do you think the punishment is when you pull down something like this? Of course, nothing. A spokesperson for the local mayor in Baltimore, in Maryland there in the United States, said, among other things here, that the mayor's office did not view that protecting the statue was a priority. They told the local paper that it was part of, quote, a re-examination taking place nationally and globally around some of these monuments and statues that may represent different things to different people. So no action whatsoever. But then, look what happens when somebody defaces a Black Lives Matter mural, a statue that has only been erected in the past couple of weeks. This is somebody who decided to take their action out on a politically motivated statement written on the streets in the US.
I said no one wants Black Lives Matter here, that's what I said. Oh, really? All lives matter, huh? Now you want to get my face?
Well, of course, they're calling in the cops. The police in California have been called in to identify and charge these people. Now, the whole point is we've got to be consistent about this stuff. If it is a statue to Black Lives Matter, it must be prosecuted if you go against it. If it's a statue representing Christopher Columbus, it's not really our priorities.